go and preach the good news to them. That God had a plan for them. And that he was tired of their wicked ways. But y'all know the story. Jonah had his own plan. Rather than the plan of God. The Bible said that Jonah, he went down to Joppa. And there he paid down on a ticket. And then he went down to Tarshish. And then he went down in a boat. And he went down there and fell asleep. But how many of you know that whenever you abort God's plan in your life, you always keep going down? Have I got this? Oh, the Bible said he wouldn't finish going down because they found out who he was and they threw him down in the sea. And God sent a whale and swallowed him and took him down to the bottom of the sea. And there he was down in the bottom of the sea. But God is a gracious God. He always come and give us another chance. Yes, he does. And the Bible said, Jonah began to pray down in the belly of the fish, at the bottom of the sea. And God gave him another chance and called that whale to swim up and spew it out on the sea. Have I got a witness? And if you know anything about salvation this morning, you know that God had a plan to get us to heaven. He had a plan for salvation in our life. That's why he wrapped himself in flesh and came down and became a man. So he could show us that he had a grand plan for us. He came down in the personality of Jesus Christ. And I see Jesus saying that God's plan will always prevail for our life. For when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he did not want to carry out God's plan because sin was in man's life. And he didn't want sin in his own life. And said he prayed to the Father. And I tell you, prayer will give you power to prevail in God's plan. Won't he do it? I hear him praying, Father, if there's any way possible that you allow this bitter cup to pass from me. But he said, nevertheless, if thy will be done. And he went on and carried out God's plan on Calvary Hill. And that's why we're here today, because we got salvation now because God had a plan for us. He got a plan to get us back to heaven one day. Did you not know that you came from God before you came in your mother's womb? Did you not know that God sent you to the earth to carry out a specific purpose? And when you finish your purpose here, if you follow God's plan, he will take you back home where you started out from. Ain't God all right? I say, I'm so glad I'm following his plan. Every time you see me preaching, I'm following the plan of God. Every time you see me witnessing, I'm following his plan for my life. All you got to do is follow his plan, and your life will be sweet, filled with peace and joy, prosperity. You will have an expected end. You will have hope in this life. A lot of people don't have hope in this life. They don't know what's going to happen to them when they leave this life. They don't know what's going on in this life. But you are different. You know that God has a plan for your life, that you was put here for a purpose. To carry out a purpose. Amen. If you don't know the plan of God for your life, all you got to do is pray and ask the one that created you. Lord, what it is you want me to do. And be obedient to him. He'll give you his word. You'll find it. If you want to know the will of God, it's in his word. His word is his will, and his will is his word. If you want to live a happy and prosperous life, amen. I'm not saying there's going to be no pain in your life. I'm not saying there's going to be no trouble in your life. I'm not saying there's going to be no every day going to be Sunday in your life. But this is the plan of God for our life. Amen. We're all here for a specific purpose. Everybody got a purpose. You just wasn't no accident born. It wasn't because your mom and daddy got together and it was a one-night stand. No, none of that. You was born for a specific purpose.
Yeah.
And God already, before the foundation of the world, before he placed you in your mother's womb, he had a plan for your life. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, and it takes some people a whole lifetime to figure that out. Amen. I spent the first 36 years of my life doing my own thing, my own plan. Amen. And sometimes I find myself doing my own thing now. And I had to get back to the plan of God. Because there ain't nothing but misery when you're doing your own thing. Amen. Amen. You're always up and down, backwards and forth. But if you want to live a prosperous, abundant life, follow the plan of God. He got a plan for your marriage, your life, your family. He got a plan here. It's already been planned out. Just like Jesus. His death wasn't no surprise. When Adam and Eve sinned in the garden, that wasn't no surprise to God. He already had a plan. He already had a plan worked out. He knew they weren't going to do right. He gave them all the do's you can do, but one don't. Don't test their truth. And he knew they were going to do it. It wasn't no surprise to him. But the Bible said before the foundation of the world, he had already slain a lamb for the sins of the world. Ain't that something?